Lessons could be from this particular war would be that we get to be self-reliant actually. That's the biggest lesson actually for us.
जय हिंद दोस्तों, रूस यूक्रेन जंग को 1 साल पूरा हो चुका है। इस जंग में ना रूस जीता है ना यूक्रेन हारा है और अब तो ये कहा जाने लगा है कि रूस रुकेगा नहीं और यूक्रेन झुकेगा नहीं। लेकिन बड़ा सवाल इस बात का है कि आखिरकार इतनी लंबी जंग से भारत ने क्या कुछ सीखा है, क्योंकि भारत के दोनों तरफ दुश्मन हैं। एक तरफ चीन है, दूसरी तरफ पाकिस्तान है। तो भारत ने क्या कुछ सीखा है, एक्सपर्ट क्या कुछ बोल रहे हैं, सुनिए जरा।
Military practitioner actually. So we are looking at what kind of lessons from this particular war are applicable in the Indian context. Obviously our situations are entirely different. So we look at that. While we even look at that, we also like to see, we also understand that there are no universally acceptable kind of lessons from this particular war. So, and in this particular war you find a lot of, it's a different kind of a war. Earlier we all assumed that future wars are going to be short, swift and fast, but this is a very longish kind of a war which we are seeing, and it has created many kind of contradictions actually. Say earlier when we thought that we thought about dispersion and demassification was one, and now over here what we are seeing right now with the stage in which the war has entered, we find concentrated kind of attacks. We found equipment which we thought was means of offensive operations, etc. That whole paradigm is getting changed. So there are number of lessons actually which we could take from this particular war. But then as far as we are concerned, we got to see that how these lessons actually are applicable for the Indian armed forces and what lessons we should take from this. If you ask me, some of the lessons could be from this particular war would be that we get to be self-reliant actually. That's the biggest lesson actually for us. So we can't be dependent on supplies of our weapon systems, etc. from outside. That's the one big lesson that we take from this particular conflict. Self-reliance or Atmanirbharta goal, that gives us a capacity actually to produce those what is required in large numbers. And for technology, of course, we still will dependent on friends and allies like Jim Mattis was talking about.
You think we're on track for self-reliance?
Yes, means we just taken some baby steps actually for past 2-3 years. Large number of initiatives have been taken by the government, and I think for these initiatives to succeed, the driving force would be the services themselves. So they're going to get their things right, and if they force the thing, then certainly we'll be able to.
तो दोस्तों, सीडीएस अनिल चौहान सर का कहना भी यही है कि अब जो वॉर होंगे वो लंबे होंगे और हमें अपने हथियारों पर निर्भर रहना होगा। यानी कि कोई भी वॉर 17 या 10 दिन में ख़त्म नहीं होगा। वॉर 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल लंबा चल सकता है। वीडियो आपको कैसा लगा कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। अच्छा लगे तो लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब जरूर करिएगा। नमस्कार, जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम।